For the last week, I've been trying to Tim Ferriss my life a bit. I applied the principles of the 4-hour workweek to see if I could get more done in less time and have more time for leisure and, well, food. The main principles are outsourcing, batching, and automation. So let's look at each one by one. First, outsourcing. My goal here was to identify tasks that I don't enjoy doing or aren't really necessary for me to do, and then outsource them. This seemed pretty easy to do, like hiring a cleaner or getting a dog walker. But when it comes to actually finding the tasks to outsource, it's not so easy. I thought about it for a while, and I finally decided to outsource editing my podcast. Now, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. But I always ended up putting it off, because either I didn't have the time, or I felt like it was too much of an investment to make. But if there's one thing that I learned from this book, it's that investing in your time is one of the best investments you can make. It took me a couple of days to find someone, but eventually I found a great editor on Upwork, and I sent him over all my episodes. While he was working on those, I was able to focus on other parts of my business that needed my attention. Now this is something that I will continue to do moving forward. Second, batching. The idea here is that instead of switching between different types of tasks throughout the day, you should group similar tasks together and just do those for a set period of time. For example, instead of checking and responding to emails throughout the day, you would set aside a specific block of time, say an hour, to check and respond to all your emails. I tried this for a few days, and it actually worked pretty well. I noticed that I was able to get into a flow state much more easily, and I was able to be much more productive when I was working. However, it did take some getting used to, and there were definitely some days where I just couldn't get into the flow of things, and I ended up just checking my emails and doing other little tasks throughout the day. Third, automation. There are two parts to this. First, automating your scheduling so you don't have to manually go in and add events to your calendar. And second, setting up systems and processes so that tasks can be completed without you having to think about them. For example, I use an app called Calendly to schedule calls with people who want to be on my podcast. This has saved me so much time, and it's made it so much easier to get people on the podcast. In terms of systems and processes, I'm still working on that. I'm trying to set up a system where I can easily track my workouts and my nutrition. It's still a work in progress, but I think it will be really helpful in the long run. So, what were my results? Well, I definitely felt like I was able to get more done in less time. I was able to focus on higher priority tasks, and I had more time for leisure. However, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. There were definitely some challenges. It took some time to get used to batching, and automation didn't work as well as I expected. But overall, I would say it was worth it. I think the biggest takeaway from this book is that it's okay to not be super productive all the time. In fact, it's probably better that way. If you're constantly hustling and grinding, you're more likely to burn out. So it's important to take some time to relax and recharge.